Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and I'm back with another video, another reel of your stash. So I'm quite happy about this one because I think it's turned out pretty good. So what I'm focusing on is border dies. Now, as you can see, I have quite a few of these little border dies. I do have a few more on the back as well, but I wanted to really incorporate them in today's video. Also a few stamps. Now I want to show you what I've been doing. So this one here, I cut just a straight border die. This one here, I just cut it in different colours and laid it all up, and then the top one I decided to heat emboss it with silver powder, and I just put a little sentiment on, and I think that's turned out really nice. The next one I think is beautiful. So again, this is a background stamp. I stamped it with obviously I heat embossed it with white powder, and I think that turned out really nice. I used this border die. So I cut it off, cut it basically, and then I, kind of pieced it back together, but obviously left a gap to put the sentiment in. But I think the embossing on that looks beautiful. That's that one. Now this one is, this is where the multiple colours comes in, because this is embossed in silver and then gold powder, and I think that's really nice. I used this border die, and I just heat emboss. When life gives you scraps, make a card. Now if you use like photopolymer clear stamps, you can actually kind of manipulate them a little bit, so I kind of made it go in the shape of that. And then the last one, again I've used 3 different kind of embossing powders. Purple, like a teal, and a navy colour, and I really like that look. So you're kind of getting a multicolour embossing, and it's really easy to do. That one I used this little border die here. So we are gonna make a couple of more cards today, doing this kind of thing. So it's a way to get your border dies out, and some stamps and embossing powders. Now that beautiful stamp there happens to be a Stampin' Up stamp. I believe it's retired. It's called something Lacy. I bought this, I think, second hand a few years ago, and I think this is the first time I've ever used it. But it is beautiful. But you use whatever stamps you have. You don't have to use, something like this. Now, stamps. This stamp here is absolutely beautiful. Now, I bought it from Create and Craft. I saw it and I thought, oh my god, I have to have that. Now, it was quite expensive. That was 8 months ago. It's never even been out of the packet, so it's going to come out today. And yeah, now I mean, that is beautiful, 7 by 7. So I thought this would be great to do the different coloured embossing. So I've got my platform, and I'm going to make a 6 by 6 card. So I've just made my own. I've just cut some white card, and then I've made this out of a 12 by 12. So that's what we're going to have now. Embossing powders, I am going to go for pink, this purpley colour, and I'm going to go, what else was I going to go for? This blue. So I'm going to have like 3 colours. Or was it this? No, it was this one. Yeah, like a bluey, teal, purple, and a pink. Now, a lovely lady in my group, Sally Ann. Hi Sally Ann, because I know she watches. She was saying she struggles with heat embossing, which a lot of people do. I did when I first started. Trust us, you know, it took me a while to get this kind of embossing. I was rubbish at it at first. But I'm going to share with you how I find to get the best kind of, you know, results from it. So first thing, you need some kind of anti-static bag. You can pick them up from all places. I'll see if I can put a link for one. And all it is, it's just because it gets any little like sticky marks or finger marks, because wherever you put that powder it's going to stick. So you want to give this a good, you know, pat and rub over. I mean, you can make your own, I think, with talcum powder or corn flour or something. If you look it up on YouTube, I'm sure there's people got videos, but they're only a few pounds, and I mean, I've had that about 3 years now, and they do last really well. So you want to use that. Again, a stamping platform is really good if you're using big stamps, because it ensures you can stamp it again if you're not happy. So I'm really excited about using this. So I'm just going to pop that on the top, and obviously that's what image I'm going to have on mine. So I'll just pick this up. Right, so we've got that. Now, embossing ink, you can use, this is really good. Versamark, that's really good. But I do think you want a good brand. I know, like, I don't really want to like shame any brands, but I know you can get cheaper brands. Maybe it's like certain craft shops do their own brand, and honestly I've had it, and in my opinion it's just rubbish. I don't think it works. So I would go for something, you know, this brand, or like I say, Versamark. Sizzix do a really good one. Our Sizzix one's really good. Wow embossing powder, they do a one. No doubt that'll be brilliant. So there's lots of good ones, but go for a one that's a decent brand. So you want to give this a good ink. And I do like to put quite a lot on, probably more than I need, but at least I know I'm going to get a nice stamp then. Also, make sure it's re-inked or it's juicy. You know, you can get the refills. And then you want to press down really well. You can also just kind of press it with your hand. Okay. Now obviously it's stuck to this, which that's a good sign. It probably means it's all stamped. It's hard to see, but I think I'm happy with that. I think we might be okay. Now, I'm just gonna, I didn't get anything to put my embossing powder on. Right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I just got something for the powder. So I'm gonna have pink across, so a bit of it here. Oh, that is gorgeous. Then obviously don't worry, you know, because you're going to be filling it in with the different colour embossing powders, which is going to give us that kind of ombre or multicoloured effect. Then I'm going to go for this purple. Oh, that's gorgeous. And then, oh, without chucking the powder everywhere, I'm going to go for the Oasis, the Wow embossing powder. Isn't that beautiful? So get your embossing powders out and have a play because this is pretty cool. Now say for example if you, because obviously you can do that with inks, maybe you're not very good with inks, maybe you can't blend them very well, you don't have to do any blending with this, just basically pour your powders on and away you go. So I think this is actually really good, and that's turned out really nice. So I'm going to quickly heat set it and I'll be back. Alright, so I have heat set that, and isn't that absolutely beautiful? So you can use different embossing powders, different colours, and it looks gorgeous. So I have my card base. I've just trimmed it down a little bit because there was just a few little white bits left on the side of where it hadn't, you know, all the stamp hadn't caught at the sides. So now these border dies, I'm going to go for this one here, which is kind of like a scallop shape. So just get the machine and just decide where you want it, because I mean we will have to cut this a little bit anyway to get our sentiment in between. So I want to try and get this in the middle. So yeah, I'm going to have it about there, and I'm just going to use some of the Scotch low tack tape. I've used this for a couple of years now. It's amazing stuff. It never tears or anything. So we're going to cut that out. And then when it cuts, you will have your, you know, fancy kind of shape there with your stitching. But then obviously I want to keep this one because I want to, you know, have it like this. So now for it to fit the card, I mean you don't have to put the bottom on, you could just have it like that. We're going to have to trim some off the top and a little bit off the bottom. So if we just trim a little bit off there and a little bit off the bottom. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Alright, so I've trimmed a little bit off the top and the bottom, and I know that I've got a decent gap to put my sentiment in. Okay, and I've gone for this, sending you lots of love, get well soon, and I'm going to have it in just in the middle, so I need it roughly there. And then what you can do is with that same tape, if I just tape that on there, I know that it's not going to move, and then I know that I'm going to get the little sentiment in the right place. So that's what I do. And then I'm going to just heat emboss it in white directly onto that. Alright, I've heat embossed, heat set that, and then on the back I've just put some foam pads. There we go. Isn't that, I think, a lovely little way to use your embossing powders and dyes. So yeah, that is really, really pretty. That stamp is beautiful. So there's one done. Now we are going to go for this type of card that I did, but we are going to make it. What I've done is I've cut them out. Now I found another border die here, and it cuts out like that. So I've just cut, you can use your scraps, I've just took scraps and I've cut them out, okay, with just different shades of pink and red. And I've got just a white piece of card here, and I'm not really too bothered about the like sequence of the colours. I know that I just, you know, want to have different shades, but I want this this dark red piece to be the top of the card. So it's just really a case of sticking them all down like this, and then you will just, if there's any hanging over, we'll just trim them and trim the top, okay? But let me see, because this bit, well, particularly this top piece can come off, because I know that that's going to be about there. So that should be okay. Yeah, like you want the top, the bit that's going to be at the top, you need that to have like the biggest kind of card left, if you get what I mean, because we're going to heat emboss, or heat emboss a pattern on that. But you know, you don't have to heat emboss, you could just stamp it if you wanted to. So we can assemble it later. I'm just, you know, kind of giving you the idea of how it works. So this bit here, I've got a stamp here, and it's this really big heart, but I don't want like all of the heart. So all I want is, I just want to make sure that this card just kind of gets covered with the heart like that. So it's just going to be a bit of it, and I want to heat emboss it as well. So I'm going to get the stamping platform back. There we go. That is beautiful. Right, I will quickly heat set and put this away, and I'll be back. Alright, now isn't that just absolutely beautiful? That is just so pretty. So I'm going to take that piece of white card, and I'm just going to start kind of at the bottom. Now don't worry if it's a little bit bigger, because that's why we're putting it on a card, you know, piece of card first, so we can trim it. And alright, so I have all those stuck on there, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim away these bits that are hanging over the side. Oops. And that's why I've just glued it on a, you know, like a piece of card first, because it makes it easier. If you don't get all of them the same length, you can just width, you can just trim them off. And I think that is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Alright, get rid of them. And then I've got black card base, so then we will have a nice black border around that as well. It's just so pretty. I just kind of, you know, thought it might be a bit of a different way to use the little border dies and embossing powders as well. That's just so pretty. I might just use something from this, which is, what could we use? Or I might, I'm going to use this Happy Valentine's Day. This is an Alina Crafts stamp set, and it's really nice. Alina's stamps are lovely anyway. So I think I will heat emboss that. And we'll maybe just find a little circle die to cut that out with. Alright, I found a little die which is pretty close to it, and just a little foam pad in the middle, and then I'm going to pop mine just, I mean I could put it there, but no, I think I'm going to pop mine there. I think that is so pretty, so pretty. I've got some little hearts which I think might be quite nice as well, so I'll pop a couple of little hearts on. There we go. I hope that gives you another way to use up your stash. So there's the ones we've done, and then we have the ones that I did originally. I love the silver and gold powder on that, actually, in that one. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll have a go. You know, please feel free to join my Facebook craft group. I have a lovely craft forum on Facebook. I think we've got about, I don't know, maybe it's close to 9,000 members. I don't know, but I have challenges and giveaways and all sorts. I'll put the link under the video, but you're welcome to join that, and you can share whatever you make on there as well. And I'll be back again next week. So thanks for watching, take care, and bye for now.